What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dolphins Daily, your daily dose of Dolphins content with your boy Chris Kane. Let's talk about the Dolphins. So we're gonna do a hypothetical trade. We're gonna do our trade machine. We haven't done this in a while, and I'm gonna propose a Trey Hendrickson for Jalen Ramsey trade. Now I know some of y'all are like, why? Why would we do this? A lot of reasons. One, both parties are disgruntled with their current teams, right? Obviously, Jalen doesn't want to be here. Trey, I believe, wants to be with Cincinnati, but they don't want to pay him. So he doesn't want to be with them. They both are distressed. Their cap numbers are close to the same. Trey is 18 million, Jalen's 16 and a half. So the numbers are about the same. The difference is that Trey has 1 year left on his deal, and Jalen has 3 years left on his deal. Now we've seen Chris Greer for the last, offseason and a half, basically sign everyone to 1 to 2 3 year deals. There's no 5, 6, 7 year deals outside of Tua, and this money is only guaranteed for the first 3 years. And that seems to be by design that if it's not working in 2 or 3 years, restart it, right? Knowing Trey has 1 year long on his contract is that, hey, we're going to bring you in for 1 year. You can really help our D line, which has been in shambles. You want to prove something because you want to make that 32 and above $1 million threshold, right? I would say 35, but I don't think Trey is better than the guys who make it 35, so we'll say 32. You want to make 30 plus million a year. You have 1 year left on your deal. You're 31 years old. So Trey knows if I have an off year next year, big money's probably never coming. You're not getting a big deal at 33, 34, 35. You get a big deal at 32 maybe. So he has something to prove. Our D line has been in shambles. Our DN outside linebackers have been very injury prone. It kind of fits a need. The Dolphins will have to sign some kind of deal, maybe a 2 year deal where 1 year is guaranteed. So it'll be like a 2 year, 65 million, but like 32, 33 million, like guaranteed. Some situation like that. On the flip side, Cincinnati's secondary was god awful last year. You watched the games. Joe Burrow will score 40, they give up 42. He scored 42, they give up 45. So bad that DC got fired, right? So the secondary was terrible. They drafted a lot of D linemen in the offseason. They haven't even signed some of those guys yet because they know the team is kind of in a flux situation. They've been awful in coverage. They need to get better on defense because Joe Burrow can't really score more points. They've given all their money to offensive guys. So now, what are we doing on defense? You got to stop somebody. So Jalen immediately becomes their best defensive player in the secondary. Henderson comes here, becomes probably our leader on the D line for sure. And now both teams have a position being filled. Since he gets him locked in for 3 years, that stays in line with the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins window. We get a top D lineman for a year or two, and then right when he's about to fall off, we get off the contract. It works on both sides. Now, I don't know if either team has the appetite for that kind of trade. I think the Dolphins kind of want draft picks. Cincy, I think, just wants trade to bring his price down. I don't think they really want to trade him, and I certainly don't think they want to trade him within the conference. But the numbers make sense. The players for each respective team actually do make sense. It's just a matter of, do either side want to make that move? I think this is actually a really good move. I've been saying if we can get a 4th or 5th round pick, that would be great. If you just give me a possible all-pro level player, I'll take it for a year, maybe 2. I'll take that. And then as we possibly move off of Jalen, now Trey's already filling in. Chop should be getting better and better. We'll see what Chubb is looking like. Now, you can never have too many DNs. You can never have too many great defensive linemen rushing. We've seen that in the last few years. Being strong in the trenches, always a good deal. So I think this trade has a lot of possibility of working. I don't know if either side will make the trade, but if they can't come to terms with trade because they feel he wants too much money and he's basically trying to hold out, and we get to a weird part with Jalen, I'm here for it. Let's see what happens. Now, I bring it up because everyone's been talking about from last year all the way until now how not tough the Dolphins are, right? If you watch First Things First, Chris Broussard, the great Chris Broussard, has been saying the Dolphins are breakdancers, meaning like they're all flashy and it's cool and it looks pretty, but they're not really about that action. And I would love to prove him wrong, except we haven't. Every time we get a chance to do so, we come up short, and he comes on TV and says, "I told y'all, the breakdancers are back," and it's insulting. Even though I like breakdancing, it's insulting because it's talking about the team's lack of perceived toughness, right? Anytime the weather gets cold, anytime you can't run 90 miles an hour down the field and Tyreek's running wide open, everything bogs down and the team falls apart. That's why I've been so big on pushing the run, because if you can run the ball, running the ball is a toughness based thing. It's literally I'm moving you off of your position and we're getting yards. It's you contact my running back and he drives forward for 2 or 3 more yards. Just it is what it is. Even if you're an outside runner, people still have to pull, they have to seal. Like there's different things that have to happen. Even for a running back that's like a flashy running back, someone has to still block up front or they won't be able to get any yards, right? So that's why I've been pushing the running, not just because I want to protect Tua, but also you got to get tough at some point. Now, this has been brought up to Devon Achan, who, is our lead back, and he decided to let you know how he feels about the chatter that's been going on. He said, I just feel like we all hear it as a team. I feel like we go out there and practice every day, and we're going to show when the season comes, everybody who was saying those little remarks, just make sure you keep that same energy. I feel like as a team, we're building that energy, and we're here every day. Listen, I'm here anytime someone says keep that same energy, I'm here for it. That means you're about the smoke and you're about accountability. Because if you say keep that same energy and then you don't produce, whatever happens next happens next. Like you can't blow your chest out and then get punched in your chest and then just like it happened. I think Devon sees what we've kind of been seeing. All the moves have been D line, O line. Let's get multiple guards, multiple defensive linemen. Let's get just a different mindset. Let's get a giant running back that can really be a bruiser in between the tackles. All the moves have been toward we're going to be tougher. Now, again, he's talking about we're in practice doing our thing. They're not really hitting right now. They're in pads, but, it's still like red jerseys and that kind of stuff to some degree. So I'm sure guys are a little bit bigger. I'm sure the intensity is like a little bit ratcheted up. I'm sure even the conversations have been like, yo, man, we're not getting pushed around again this year. I'm all here for it. I like the idea that the team as a whole knows what people are saying. We know y'all don't think we're tough, and that's prepping our whole offseason. So we can go into next year and let you know we really about that. I want to. I say we should run the ball 25 times a game. I've been commenting with some people back and forth, and they're like, 25 times, that's a bit too much. I'm like, it isn't. No, it's not. If Tua throws the ball 25 to 30, we run 25 times a game. That, to me, is a perfect formula. Because now we can actually do play action, which we basically don't do now. Tua does like a fake to one side, and then we do a flip to the other side because it's trying to get the linebacker to commit to one side. We don't actually have a true play fake because we don't run the ball enough for a linebacker to ever think we're going to run the ball for real. But once the linebacker gets sucked up, because so many of our throws are right across the middle, if the linebacker takes one step forward, they won't be able to retreat fast enough to get to that 10 to 15 yard mark where Tua is the most effective. Play fake, set up, throw. That's where Tua is like the most money. It's his most accurate pass. It's what he likes doing the most. Our receivers can get inside the DBs. It makes the offense go beautifully. But with the linebackers drifting in coverage, and we've seen it, go back and look at the film. Anytime we weren't running the ball, linebackers just fade back. They just fade back. They fade back. And now Tua's trying to like parachute a ball in to a short receiver. It's not a good formula. You run the ball, all of a sudden, if a safety ever has to come down and we can maybe get one-on-one with Jalen Waddle, they'll still probably double Tyreek because it's Tyreek. But we get one-on-one with Waddle, one-on-one with Nick Westbrook, and they can just, double move. Come on, man. Like, we cook them with gas. But you have to run the ball first to get to that second part. So I'm here for the toughness. I hope that this is not wolf tickets and that Devon and the team really back it up because I think we need to. And in line with the toughness conversation, we have a late season matchup that's going to test our toughness, right? Week 14, we are at Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Now, the Steelers haven't been a great team for the last 10 and 12 years. What they have never been is a bad team. They're going to be 8-8, 9-8, fighting for a playoff berth. That's what they do. And they're always hard to play because they're always good on the D-line and they're always just physical. Like, even when they don't run the ball for a lot of yards, they have a lot of attempts. They run the ball a lot, even for a team who can't run the ball. Like, Najee Harris will give you a quick 2.5 yards, but he'll give it to you for 20 carries a game. Like, he's good for a 20 carry, 45, 50-yard game. He's here for that. And then Jaylen Warren was, maybe a little bit more dynamic, but they run the ball a lot. They try to be physical. The D-line has always been great. TJ Watt, we know, is a god out here. Like Cam Hayward, also amazing. And then you got guys like Minka, former Dolphin, coming out laying the wood. They are just really good on all levels, and especially in Pittsburgh that late in the year. Pittsburgh almost always is fighting for a playoff berth, so we kind of know that may be a situation where both of us are fighting for the last 2 or 3 spots. So they'll have something to play for. They're at home. It's likely to be bad weather, so, possible snow. For sure going to be cold. But again, who's the quarterback going to be? If it's Aaron Rodgers, we beat Aaron Rodgers last year. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of Aaron Rodgers. Who cares? If it's Mason Rudolph, line it up, baby. We getting him out of. You getting him up out of here. But it's a team that, even though they're devoid of talent in a lot of respects, they always play hard. They always play tough, and at home they're a nightmare matchup. So I think as the season goes, if we're healthy at that time and things progress the way we want it to progress, that's a good late season test on the road of a game that you very much should win. We may not be favored because it's Pittsburgh on the road. That's a game you for sure can win, and it's a game that's going to tune you up to play the Jets and then tune you up to play the Patriots. Where let's go in and be physical. Let's beat a good team. This is one of those 20-17, 16-10 type games. Like, it may be a game where no one scores a lot of points. It's just a game where you got to hold your water, be strong, go get a dub. It's not going to be pretty because it's very difficult to be pretty against Pittsburgh. Just go get the dub. That's what that kind of game is. It's going to test how tough you are, because if you're not able to move their D-line and we can't establish a line of scrimmage, it could be a problem. We're doubling TJ Watt and he still causing havoc. That's not good. So I love this matchup. It's not going to be a super glamorous one. It is one of our primetime games, though. So it's not glamorous in the sense that the teams don't play glamour football. It is glamorous in the sense that the whole country's going to be watching. And what a chance late in the year to just get some of that cold weather. You're not tough. Get both of those off of you in one fell swoop and get that dub against Pittsburgh. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Dolphins Daily. We appreciate the love and support. Thank y'all for the likes, subscribes, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time on Dolphins Daily. Peace.